going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't been personally playing Call of Duty recently. I've been mostly on Helldivers 2, and of course, I know a lot of you guys always say you hate co-op games and you're not really for anything else besides PvP shooters, but I seriously highly suggest checking out Helldivers 2. Seriously, and this is coming from a guy who is obsessed with the FPS games. You guys know me. My whole channel revolves around FPS games. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to branch out and actually enjoy myself and stay away from, other FPS games. That's my problem. I can try other games. I always do. But my issue is that I always end up going back to something like COD or Battlefield in a heartbeat. I have an obsession. But Helldivers 2 is just a whole different breed of entertainment, guys. Seriously, again, I know a lot of you guys try to avoid co-op games, but that is the one. It is perfect for having a great casual experience with your friends. And honestly, it's not even that casual because it gets really hard later on. But again, if you're looking for something non-sweaty, non-hacker infested, yeah, Helldivers 2 is definitely a great direction to go. But today I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of an update on the current cheating situation within Call of Duty because, like I said, the other day I did put out a video discussing the fact that cheaters were basically gaining access to dev tools allowing them to permaban players out of Modern Warfare 3. Hence why I haven't really been dabbling in this game too much recently. Of course, once that's resolved and, maybe Activision or Sledgehammer can actually give us a little bit more real details about this, then yeah, I might go ahead and hit it back up, especially for the mid-season event, because I do enjoy Modern Warfare 3. But I don't think anybody wants to go ahead and risk their account. And as I said earlier, I had to warn you guys the second that news came out, because I didn't want any of you guys hopping on the game and risking your accounts as well. But now, like I said, we have been updated a little bit on this current situation here. Apparently, the cheating software that, like I said, was previously reported on as being a dev tool allowing players to go ahead and ban players out of Modern Warfare 3 is actually not that. Apparently, it is basically impossible for a cheater to go ahead and obtain a dev kit. I don't know if this is real, if this is not. By all means, go down in the comment section and enlighten me on this, the stuff right here. But basically, what this is it's not a dev kit, but it's still cheating. It is a feature that allows you to mass report individuals in Call of Duty. So basically, all you have to do with a click of a button, you will be able to send out 100+ reports on another player. And as we all know, the shadow ban system in this game is absolute garbage. It's the worst system known to mankind. Tons of, innocent players are getting banned all the time because of just nonsense, people spam reporting. And now we actually have a reason for why a lot of people are getting shadow banned, because of the cheat that I showcased to you guys in the other video. If the shadow ban system was better, we wouldn't have a problem whatsoever. But the fact is that all it takes is a player to get mass reported for their account to be flagged and thrown into the shadow realm, where they're going to have to deal with all the absolute BS nonsense. And yeah, that could take games after games after games, and I've seen legitimate players get shadow banned because, again, like I said, every single game there's at least 1 to 2 people reporting them because they simply can't handle getting outplayed. Not talking about everybody, because yeah, there are a lot of cheaters out there, but there are a lot of legit players who will keep getting falsely accused, and they shouldn't be getting into the shadow realm, but because they keep getting spam reported and we have a horrible system in place, it happens very frequently. But now, the reason that players are getting basically shadow banned in a heartbeat, in an instant, basically in days, I know people are constantly getting looped through this freaking shadow ban system. And like I said, I think it's because of the cheats that I just mentioned. The fact that one individual can put out 100+ reports on one person in a second is absurd. And they could do that time and time and time and time again. They could send out 1,000+ reports on one person and have it be effective. And yes, this isn't as bad as permabanning, right? If they were able to have access to the dev kits and ban people out of the game, yeah, that would be a lot worse. But this is still a problem because our system is flawed. And it's an easy way to get people out of the game and troll individuals in the worst way possible. So yes, I would still say Modern Warfare 3 is unplayable right now, and you should not enter this experience. And I know there's going to be tons of people who are going to be tracking me and saying, oh, he's finally hopped back into the game. What is he talking about? He's all against Modern Warfare 3. I have to make this very clear, and I don't know why I have to make it very clear every single video. You would think it would just be common sense because I say it all the time. I like this game, okay? I enjoyed this game, and you best believe when this gets resolved, I'm hopping back into the game. So if you see me playing it again, yeah, don't be shocked. But for the time being, right now, in this moment, it is not playable. It is not safe. okay? And I highly urge everybody to avoid this game at all costs. At all costs. And I know people are going to come and say, oh, well, I'm not going to get permabanned, so what are you talking about? You're going crazy, JB. Who cares? This is completely irrelevant. Before, yeah, that might have been a problem, having the possibility of getting banned out of every single game that you get into. But now that that's not the case, why should I be worried? Why should I be stressed about, some random cheater having a mass reporting tool? Let me tell you something. Getting shadow banned or mass reported is just as bad as getting permabanned from the game. It should be the same exact thing. I chalk it up as the same exact thing, because if I go ahead and get shadow banned, I know for a fact that when people get shadow banned, because again, I have friends who get shadow banned consistently because people, once again, they just can't handle it. But I have friends who just don't even bother getting into the game because of a couple of reasons. One, the connection is awful. It'll take you 2 centuries to find a game. And 2, it's just so many cheaters in there. And they're not cheaters. So, they're going to get whooped. They're going to get destroyed because they're being thrown into a bracket of a bunch of losers. And they're not even supposed to be in there. So yes, getting shadow banned is just as bad as being permabanned, if not worse. It's basically being permabanned, but being taunted while being permabanned, They're allowing you to get into the game, but you can only play it in the worst way possible. And people out there are going to say, well, I'm not that good. If I get mass reported, my account won't get flagged because I don't even look like I'm cheating whatsoever. I don't think anybody understands how severe this is. It doesn't matter. You could be a .50 KD, a .40 KD, a .30, .20. It doesn't matter. This could be your first Call of Duty game you ever touch. You could have 0 track record. This could be the first one that you're getting into, and you could have a horrifying KD. And yes, you will still get shadow banned because the system is broken. I said this in the beginning of the video, and I'll say it again. If the shadow ban system worked properly, we wouldn't have an issue. When it comes to this wouldn't even be a problem, and I would be telling everybody to hop back into the game if you really want to, even though I know over half the people watching this video don't care for this game anyway, so it doesn't matter if I tell you guys to hop back into the game because nobody will. But regardless, I wouldn't be telling people to avoid this game at all. There will be no reason, because if you get mass reported, then you wouldn't get shadow banned because the system would work. But that is sadly not the perfect world that we live in. We live in a world in Call of Duty where all it takes is a handful of mass reports to come on through and your account will be chalked. That's the reality we live in when it comes to COD. And that right there is why I'm telling people to lay off of the game. Not permanently, but at least until this stuff gets handled. And honestly, I don't know when it will get handled, because it seems like Activision is perfectly content when it comes to Ricochet anti-cheat. So who knows what's going to be the future of this game? At this point, they're doing it to themselves. They are literally killing their player count themselves. Warzone is just getting destroyed compared to other battle royales now. Multiplayer can barely even hold numbers or popularity anymore. This is the worst year ever for content when it comes to Call of Duty. I feel horrible for Call of Duty content creators, especially newcomers trying to come into the scene, because it's just so dry right now. The game is just, I feel like it's a Sledgehammer effect. I'm going to make a video about this, a separate one, but every single time Sledgehammer brings out a game, Advanced Warfare, World War II, Vanguard, this game, I feel like the hype, the interest in the community is always less than Treyarch and Infinity Ward, but that's a whole different topic. Regardless, at the end of the day, the player counts are just drastically down across the board, and Activision are the only ones to blame. They're just ignorance to skill-based matchmaking, even though, the Call of Duty team has addressed it and stuff, but, we need a bit more, I feel like, for people to be content and happy with that information. And then also, with refusing to acknowledge how bad the anti-cheat is, they hyped it up, and they keep saying, oh yeah, we keep banning people, but they're not telling us that they're going to improve the anti-cheat after we've had so many people come out and poke holes in their perfect anti-cheat and prove that it's absolute garbage. The amount of content that I have actually, taken in and seen with my own eyes on how cheaters are able to do what they do and how easy it is to do what they do is just mind-boggling. And they don't address anything. They don't take action. If you want anything to be resolved, you have to talk about this stuff, Activision. You know what I'm saying? Or else people aren't going to feel comfortable. Me personally, I'm going to probably hop back into Season 2 Reloaded so I can go ahead and get content for you guys. I'm a content creator, obviously, for Call of Duty, and all the content that drops in this game I'm going to cover. But I guarantee nobody's going to come for it. How much you guys want to bet that Season 2 Reloaded is going to be dead? Dead beyond belief. And all of the content revolving around Season 2 Reloaded, unless it's rants or unless it's people, talking down on the game, are going to just be dry, irrelevant, and nobody's going to care. I am willing to put money on that. Okay? And that's because people don't want to get back into this game. They know if they step foot in COD, it's going to be sweaty and it's going to be infested with cheaters. And until that changes, until that gets acknowledged, I don't think anything's going to be looking much brighter for the community. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do that daily as well over on Kick. And we're actually going to be hitting up Helldivers too. So if you guys want to see that and check it out and play with me as well, all you got to do is hop into the stream and ask for my friend code and you can add me up. But if you guys want to find that stream, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.